afternoon and welcome to the Willow Salford for this afternoon's Stones Bitter League Championship clash. Salford versus St Helens, 21st of January. Today's referee Mr Robin Whitfield, and Saints looking to complete the double over Salford this season. The injury hit Saints and Salford, possibly Salford in a worse position injury wise than St Helens. Talking to Kevin Tamati before, and he's really struggling. But Saints back in the swing after 2 wins in a week, and what a difference a week can make, eh? Today's team for the Saints: number 1 Connolly, 2 Large, 3 Bailey, 4 Beavers, 5 Quirk. Back after 2-match suspension: 6 Holding, 7 Devine, 8 Evans, 9 Arkwright, 10 Bateman, 11 Farber, 12 Jones, 13 Cooper, with substitutes for today for the Saints: 14 Kevin McCormick and 15 Roy Haggerty. The Salford side: number 1 Barrett, 2 Evans, 3 Burkitt, 4 Havard, 5 Mercer, 6 Gibson, 7 Kearns, 8 Whiteley, 9 Lee, 10 O'Neill, 11 Worrell, 12 Blease, 13 Burgess. Substitutes for Salford: 14 Kerry and 15 Gormley. As I said, today's match day referee Robin Whitfield. We had Robin just was it 3 weeks ago, fortnight ago at Lee, in the mud at Lee, and unfortunately on that day he sent Shane Cooper and Les Quirk off. Quirk picking up 2 matches and Shane Cooper sending off sufficient. But there's the referee out centre field, Saints captain Shane Cooper, and is it David Kearns, captain for Salford. Salford at the bottom end of the Stones Bitter League Championship table in 13th position out of 14. New coach Kevin Tamati only took over the reins this season, Kevin Ashcroft being deposed, and Salford looking to get back in winning ways. They've only managed to win 2 out of the 15 matches, and I'm sure Saints won't give them any leeway today. Saints, as I said, back winning against Castleford at Nosey Road last Sunday, then midweek against Hull. Saints to kick off. Neil Holding from the centre spot. Gets play underway, kicking down to this cantilever stand here at the Willows, away from the clubhouse end. So it's Salford playing up to the clubhouse end. Holding kicks off, Salford in possession. Mark Lee swings it left to Chris Whiteley. Mark Lee signed for £15,000 just before the cup deadline. A good utility player, Mark Lee, there. Had quite a bit of first team last season, but not been able to break through. And referee Whitfield, after only 29 seconds, I make it on the clock, penalising the Saints for moving up in an offside position. For the first penalty of this afternoon's game, going Salford way, and Martin Burkitt with the ball in his hands. Fine touch just by the tunnel there where the players come from the dressing rooms, just short of the Saints 25. It's Mark Lee to get things underway. The Salford faithful on the far side get behind the team. Obviously not a lot to shout about. A team like Salford, they've always tried to buy the best players and that, but just going into a little bit of decline at present. But it's Salford into the Saints 25. Paul Farber being brought down there. Player that looks as though he was going for trying to play for a penalty, but there's referee Whitfield again, penalising the Saints for moving up in an offside position, a chance for a goal kick attempt. Excuse me. Salford Sandman comes on. There's number 13, Andy Burgess, entrusted with the goal kicking duties this afternoon. He's going to have a go to see if he can put early points on the board for Salford. Alan Hunt still absent. He was in the under-21s that played in Pranches today. They had a good 22 points to 0 win. So David Large is retaining his place on the wing. Chris Arkwright at hooker, with that 3-match ban to Paul Groves in the first round of the preliminary round of the Challenge Cup against Castleford, where he got sent off after allegedly retaliating against Ian St John Ellis. Burgess now, yes, plants it right between the sticks. Just 2 minutes gone, and Salford take a 2 points to 0 lead. So Paul Paul Groves, as we were just saying, a 3-match ban he picked up. Very harsh in my opinion. St. John Ellis putted Tony Kay on the floor. Ellis got a 3-match ban, and Groves also picked up a 3-match ban. Burkitt taking the ball from the kick-off. Evans and Bateman. The referee Whitfield there shouting out. I mean, you've got to get in and tackle these men. The shouting leave go and get away. Well, you sometimes can do that, and the man runs off. But Salford spreading it quickly to the left. Kevin Tamati there, he's got a hard job on his hands. Depleted squad. Well, a hint of obstruction there as the Salford man came through, but Salford still retaining position just outside their own 25. Mark Lee looking to scamper through. He should get no joy out of his ex-teammates in the St Helens ranks. Sixth and final tackle. The ball down to Mick Waddle. Hefty boot on him. Gary Conley, awkward ball. He lets it bounce, stops it with his foot. Brings it away, but Salford moving quickly. Burgess and Burkitt it is. Combined to get in on the tackle. Mark Bailey scampering through from acting half-back. Gains an extra 5 yards, but it's Arkwright. On to Evans. Stuart Evans. Came back at Lee after injury spell. Picked up a thigh injury, but he's carried on. He's playing well. Certainly coming to the fore Tuesday night against Hull. But Andy Bateman there, the other prop, straightening it up. Salford containing the Saints, keep them inside their own half just. Both on the 6th tackle there. Salford moving up too quickly. And much to the pleasure of the Saints crowd. Salford penalised this time for moving up in an offside position on the 6th tackle. I'm sure Kevin Tamati won't be pleased with that, because the ball only had to come into Salford hands. Even if the Saints had got it, it would have been the changeover. But it's Saints now. Another 6 tackles to make it count. As the fine touch just short of the 25. Chris Arkwright brings it left. Stuart Evans on a diagonal run. Another 4 tackles for the Saints now to try and penetrate this Salford line. Well, Arkwright is moving it left, but an infringement at the play of the ball by Salford. Neil Oldham wants a quick tap, but he's not allowed to do so. But Saints are going to go for goal. Kevin McCormick coming on as the Sandman, and Sean Devine, he's going to have a go to see if he can level the scores up. Burgess taking the lead with a penalty goal after Saints have been penalised for offside. And he made it count after 2 minutes, 2 points to nil the score. We've now just coming up to 6 minutes of the game gone, and it's Sean Devine inside the 25, about 10-15 yards just to the right of the right-hand upright, with the injury to Paul Loughlin and David Tanner. Sean Devine been taking over the goal-kicking duties in the Castleford match and the whole match. He's amassed 12 goals, and he's also put in 2 really good performances, well worthy of his position. Devine strikes it well, right between the uprights, so right on the 6th minute there, Devine levels it up. Saints back in the hunt, and the game, the score, all tied at 2 points each. Early days yet, and just that softening up process as you get usually in the first quarter of an hour or 20 minutes. Both teams taking each other on, but with Salford's lowly position, 13th, I know it doesn't really mean anything. Usually when they're struggling they play hard, but it's Saints, they should get in there, and they shouldn't have any bother with lowly competition. David Large takes it well from the kick-off. Saints in the cup next week away at Bramley. Well, we don't know whether it's going to be Bramley or whether it's going to be heading Leeds. All depends on what venue is decided. I think Bramley, the players will want to play it at home, but it's all a matter of economics, with Bramley only having round about 4,000 capacity. They may switch it to Leeds and hopefully get double that amount. But it's Saints still in possession. Arkwright back to Phil Beavers. The kick up field. Mark Barrett, well, he fluffs it just outside his 25. Jones comes in for the tackle, and Mark Barrett just taking exception. Plenty reshuffling in the Salford ranks. He gets a pat from his teammate as Barrett. Saints feed, but Salford penalised for foot up. So the third penalty for the Saints. Just edging out at 3-2 in the penalties. That was the first scrum, but no clean heel from that scrum. Saints move upfield within 15 yards of the Salford line. Chris Arkwright to restart play. Les Quirk coming in, he's a strong lad, Quirk. First runner in, he's wriggling there trying to get out of the tackle, but Arkwright on to Bateman, stretching for the line. It'll test Salford's character, this will. They'll have to stick to the task. But Farber now steaming through. Well, he's brought down there, he must be about a foot short, he's Paul Farber. And Saints now on the charge. Farber wants to play it quickly, just getting barracked a bit. Neil Holding tries to chip it through. Just slightly impeded as you went through, but no joy from referee Whitfield. Perhaps another 3 or 4 tackles. It might have been well to spread it out. But Neil Holding chose to grub her through right between the sticks. The ball went dead and Salford restart with a tap from the centre of the 25. Drop forward Stephen Neal. Widnes, Swinton, Trafford Borough I think it was, he's been as well. He's in the Salford ranks, experienced prop. Also played, I think they both the O'Neills played with Wigan at one spell. A lot of years ago, like. Worrell. Positional kicking, but it was a bit wayward there. Gary Connolly stops it well with his foot. Gathers it safely, receives a rather high tattle from Kearns and Mick Worrell. But it's Paul Jones. Scored a superb try on Tuesday and Wednesday evening, I do beg your pardon. All the scorers coming with the first tries there, with Jones, Arkwright and Kevin McCormick going in for tries. Cooper spreads it quick hands on to Farber, looking for support on the inside, still looking to get it away. The men outside him on the wing, but he turned in field looking for support, and Saints could have been underway there if the ball had been released. Neil Holding, Grubbers for position. Will it run? Is it just going to run in? It is. Mark Barrett there, he looked very slow coming in for that ball. It didn't look to have a lot of pace on it as it was approaching the touchline from Neil Holding. But good positional thinking from Neil Holding. Well, after 10 minutes play here to the Willows, the score still 2 points each. Kearns to feed and Salford come up with the first ball from the clean scrum. Tex Evans, well, he gets it away there. There was 3 man to 1 on the left for Salford, but he couldn't count on it there. They couldn't capitalise on it. Saints tackling, and a superb tackle. It was David Large, I think, that came in. I was just watching the men on the outside. I just didn't notice who had come in and completed the tackle, but it was a good tackle on Evans. He came in and crunched him. Stopped the ball from being spread to the left. So it's Salford now. Stephen Neal trying to get Salford underway, but it's a loose ball. It's gone down. It touched the Saints man. Well, surely no advantage to the Saints there. And the ball coming back to a Salford man. But Salford with another set of 6 to try and make it count. Mick Worrell. Onto the full-back there, Mark Barrett. Well, solid tackle, centre fielder. Beavers and Arkwright. The touch judge comes on the far side. The referee had blown up, but he's going to have a word with Chris Arkwright. Well, Chris Arkwright, 10 minutes in the sin bin he's got for that tackle. So Chris Arkwright, 10 minutes in the sin bin for that tackle. An alleged high tackle. Pity he wasn't watching just a few minutes ago, wasn't it, when Connolly got a 2-man tackle on him from Kearns and Worrell. But it's Salford on the charge. Mick Worrell now, centre field, 20 yards from the Saints line. Salford on the charge there, moving upfield. Quick hands, unlucky there. Barrett up in the line, and a quick ball there from Ian Bleed. But Saints tackling held firm. Salford moving it along the line, and it's Stephen Neal going for a drop goal. But Les Quirk gathers it safely. Salford moving very quickly. It's a pretty poor attempt that for a drop goal, wasn't it? It come over to Les Quirk's wing. It's Mark Bailey now trying to clear the ranks. Cooper from action half-back. Evans turned into the tackle, but a good clamp tackle from Salford there. Evans can't release. Steve Gibson, this rangy lad, he's usually at full-back. As Holding kicks downfield. Mark Barrett and the Andy Mercer on the far side come back, but it's Barrett that picks up the ball. The Beavers and Large combine to bring him down midway between the Salford 25 and the halfway line. But Saints down to 12 men. Chris Arkwright just been sent off, 10 minutes in the sin bin. Waddle, short ball there. He flicks it out and Salford keep it going. It's Kearns. He was signed from Barrow around about the same time as Les Quirk came to the Saints. It's David Kearns now at dummy half. Stephen Eel. Well, Salford getting bundled up. The ball charged down. 6 tackles waved off. Referee Whitfield saw that it was the Saints' hand that forced it down. Mark Lee from acting half-back runs right into Andy Bateman as Stuart Evans comes in to lend the extra pound. Kearns up dummy half. Salford moving it left along the line now. Gibson. Short ball to Burgess. Barrett in the line, is it? No, he's back here, Barrett. I just couldn't pick that player up. But it's Salford. Certainly throwing it about, but just not breaking the Saints' cover defence. Gibson. Good tackling again. Bailey, as Devine comes in, brings his man down. Martin Burkitt it is. Kearns brings it blindside. Well, Salford breaking through there, but Saints penalised for offside. He's picking out Les Quirk this time. So it's Martin Burkitt, Wine's touch on the main stand side here at the Willows. Chris Whiteley bursting through, and Mark Lee from acting halfback. Stephen Eel straightens up, but Evans, Bateman and Jones clamp him. David Kearns. Well, Law tries to loft the ball onto Ian Blease, but he knocks it back into a Saints pair of hands there. Stuart Evans that comes up with possession. Andy Bateman on the charge. Breaks the first line. David Kearns brings him down. It's Stephen Eel that initially stopped him. Paul Farber brought down right on the 25. 20 yards in from the main stand side here. The score still tied at 2 points each. 15 minutes gone of the game. Paul Jones into space. Lovely ball to Quirk, but he's bundled into touch. He did well there, Paul Jones. What a super tackle from Mick Worrell on Les Quirk. Very limited room to work there, Les Quirk, but a good tackle from Worrell after a good ball. A superb ball from Paul Jones. Kearns to feed. Salford taking the only clean scrum of the game so far. The referee Whitfield imposing his authority. The ball came out, was kicked back in via the scrum half. Steve Gibson, centre field, coming round in a loop movement there. Barrett at dummy half, on to Burgess. Taken down by his counterparts Shane Cooper and Phil Beavers. Brought forward Chris Whiteley. But Salford with most of the possession. Stephen Eel onto Gibson. Pinpoint pass from O'Neill. Gibson being forced back. Hell being shouted by referee Whitfield. As Stephen Eel scampers away from acting halfback. Onto Burkitt. Onto Tex Evans. He comes infield. Finally bungled down. He's only had the ball a couple of times, but he's looked very useful as Evans. Quite a speedy lad in the clear. Stephen Eel with a lofted ball. David Large, he takes it well. Very good under these high balls is David Large. Taking full advantage of his recall to the first team. Andy Bateman. Saints in their own 25 and they've got to move it out. They've got to spread this ball. Try to penetrate this Salford defence. Held quite firm up to now. Saints only been in the Salford 25 on one occasion. Farber pushes his man off. Goes to the ground, tries to get up, but two Salford defenders come in. Ian Blease and Stephen Eel. Cooper kicks it downfield. Barrett stops it with his legs. gathers it safely. Phil Beaver's there, but Sandy Bateman has him. Beaver's closing the gap down. It's a very limited possession for the Saints. It's Kieran Hubbard. First time he's been mentioned. I believe he's been signed from Wigan St Patrick's, I've been told. I don't know whether it's actually his debut. But the ball going loose there. Salford regain possession. Wasn't to touch the Saints player. There was no signal being given, but it's Ian Blease bringing it blindside. Strong lad this Blease, plays anywhere in the forwards. Mark Lee. Salford move it left. O'Neill along the line. Worrell, short ball to Burgess. Salford spreading it. It's Havard. Unlucky there, nearly broke through. Beavers just had him by his shots. Saints still down to 12 men. And Salford pepping the line. It's hanging in the breeze there. Neil Holding takes it well. He jumps for it. Gathers it safely. Stuart Evans. Shane Cooper. Saints moving it quickly. Sean Devine. Saw the gap, but it was quickly closed down by two Salford players. Ian Blease, one of them, moved in very quickly. Saints take it back in field. Paul Farber. Just short of the 25. Paul Jones, Connolly looming up. Jones couldn't release it. 19 minutes of the game gone, still 2 points each. Neil Holding, well, taking off the ball there, Holding. Referee Whitfield has seen it. He received an elbow there, did Neil Holding. I was watching the as Holding kicked through. I was watching the play there. I don't know whether our cameraman, I think he'd probably followed the ball, but Holding, he was taken there. Well, if that's an elbow, Stephen Neal probably was off the ball. If that's not worthy of 10 minutes in the sin bin, I don't know what is. But it's a chance for Sean Devine to put Saints in the lead. Just outside the 25, perhaps about 10-15 yards from the right to the upright. Similar position for Devine, but just a little further back into the field of play. A good referee in there from referee Whitfield, as if you don't mind me saying so, as he saw that offence on Neil Holding. But Sean Devine looking for his second of the afternoon. That comment about good refereeing from referee Whitfield brought a little titter from our cameraman. I wonder why. But it's Devine positioning himself, composing himself. Hits it well, but it goes across the face of the post. No goal. Still 2 points each. Just into the 21st minute of this first half as Worrell drops out. David Large coming in from the right wing, but Farber takes it. Gathers it and steams up to the halfway line. Shane Cooper now. There's Chris Arkwright there, he's ready to come back. So no damage done, in as much as Salford haven't managed to score, with Saints being reduced to the 12 men. Saints spreading it quickly along the line. Bateman running at speed. Inside ball there. Well, it looks as though he was clamped there. But Tex Evans falls on the loose ball. Unlucky there. Gibson. On to Havard. Andy Mercer on his left, but Havard couldn't release it. Good clamp tackle from Phil Beavers. O'Neill, short ball there. Solid tackle, tremendous crunching tackle there from Neil Holding right round the chest. But it's Ian Blease, centre field, looking to break the Saints cover defence. Sixth and final tackle now. Chris Arkwright back on the field. Mark Lee, is it? He goes for the drop goal. A lofted effort, but it's well taken by Gary Connolly before it goes dead. And he streaks away. Up the right wing does Connolly. Well, looks a little high from over here in our position, and plenty of cheers and jeers from the partisan Saints faithful all round the ground. Not in this stand, I may hasten to add, as we're up with all the Salfordians up here, if that's the correct term for them. I'm sure we can think of quite a few others, can't we? But it's Arkwright now. That dummy half. Moves it left. Saints spread it along the line. Neil Holding. Short ball for Devine. Tries to jink past the first line of defence. But it's number 3 there. It's Martin Burkitt. He's been penalised for taking a Saints player on suspicion. As Vivers finds touch just right by our commentary position, 10 yards, virtually inside the Salford half. We're just positioned midway between the Salford 25 and the halfway line here at the Willows. Stuart Evans, shoulder charges, one man off, Evans is in the clear, Bateman's with him, support on the left, oh unlucky, yes it's, oh Quirk, yes, Quirk takes it. And Saints go over for the first try of the afternoon after 23 minutes. Certainly a hint of luck in it, in as much as Salford had possession, but Saints charged through there. Evans made the initial break. He'd Bateman on his left. Bateman took it well. He looked as though he was in the clear. He tried to pass it out to Les Quirk in support, but there was a Salford man there. The Salford man took it, but it was passed out with a bit of pace. He couldn't take it. He juggled with it. It went back, and Les Quirk snapped it up and took it over and scored the try in between the touchline and the sticks. The Saints take a 6-2 lead. Good play from the Saints there, pressurising the Salford defence. But as I said, at the end, it's all a matter of carrying on and following up the ball with the play. Even though the ball had gone into a Salford pair of hands, the man couldn't take it. He juggled with it. Les Quirk could take it, and he's back after his 2-match suspension, and that's his 3rd try of the season. He was injured in the first match of the season at Sheffield Eagles. Well, Devine, it's going to come in, that is. Yes, a superb goal from Devine. You could see that. It looked as though it was flighted to the right, but it came in and just coming inside the right-hand post. So that Quirk try, converted by Devine, gives Saints a 6-point cushion. 8 points to 2 the score, and 24 minutes gone of this first half. Burgess, loose forward for Salford to kick off. Kicks it deep, Farber takes it well. Drives upfield. He has been playing with a trapped nerve in his neck as Paul Farber. But Saints penalised her for an improper play the ball, in referee Whitfield's view. But it's Burgess, he's going to put the ball into touch on the far side. Salford trailing by 8 points to 2. They're going to move upfield into the Saints 25. Well, it's not kicked that very far, has he? Just breaking the 25-yard line. But it's Salford on the charge. Prop forward, Chris Whiteley. Arkwright. And Bateman brings him down. Mark Lee brings it right. Kearns looking for the short ball there onto Blease. Certainly looks into forward as that ball went. But it's back to O'Neill. They're not frightened of throwing it about, Salford, but just not being able to penetrate the Saints ranks at present. Mark Lee from acting half-back. He'd love to score one against his old team, wouldn't he? Talking to one of the directors here, John Oakes, the director at Salford now, and he said, looks a useful lad, Mark Lee. And he certainly is. Salford has snapped him up at a bargain price of 15 thou. They're certainly doing him a good job. There's regular hooker Gormley there, and well, Gormley is a hooker, but Moran as well, and he's keeping him out. I don't know whether he is injured, but he's keeping him out. It's about his 3rd match on the trot, Mark Lee. It's his 2nd or his 3rd. Salford tried to grub her through. Saints come up with possession. 10 yards from their own line. Arkwright on to Evans. Beats the first line, Evans, but unceremoniously bundled to the ground. 14 minutes of the first half remaining. Saints with an 8 points to 2 lead. Neil Holding from acting halfback. Shane Cooper. Saints spread it along the line. Bateman looking for the gap. 6th and final tackle now. Phil Beavers puts it back to Neil Holding. Diagonal kick. Bounces awkwardly. Tex Evans comes in. Well, the referee Whitfield puts his hands up. Devine completes 2 good tackles there on Evans and the full-back Barrett. Burkitt from the acting half-back position, trying to scamper through on his own, penetrates the halfway line as Salford bring it to the right. Burgess. Jones and Cooper. Halts his gallop. O'Neill along the line. Gibson. Blease. Good clamp tackle there, but Blease, he manages to wrench an arm loose and gives it to Gibson. Loose ball, and Salford just getting a little tied up. Solid tackling again from the Saints. It's all we can expect. Stephen Hill there, taking exception to that Chris Arkwright tackle. Worrell, the loose ball, but Salford managed to regather it. It's the sixth and final tackle. Les Quirk has to get back. Mark Lee, he kicks the Saints player, touches the Saints player, I should say. Les Quirk gives it to Gary Connolly. Connolly on a diagonal run, centre field, straightening up Connolly. Support from Bateman. He's still going, is Connolly. Oh, just take, well, there's a head tackle there from Wadlinder. He had him by the shorts and then wrapped him round the head with his right arm, and if that doesn't warrant a penalty, I don't know what does. But Bateman, look at him go, centre field. Saints on the rampage now, 25 yards from the Salford line, and Worrell, it is penalised this time for holding Bateman down, enabling him to get up and play the ball quickly. But Saints charging through there, a rampaging run from Connolly, and he was brought down by a Worrell tackle. Then Bateman going through and held down by Worrell. So it's Haggerty on as Sandman. Sean Devine is just to the left of centre. Saints awarded the penalty, and Devine shouldn't have any problem banging this one between the uprights. Just over 10 minutes of time remaining in the first half. 8 points to 2 at present. So it's Devine, right on the 25, just to the left of the uprights. Already kicked 2 this afternoon. Strikes it well. It's on its way, isn't it? There we go. 10 points to 2, courtesy of that Sean Devine penalty goal. I suppose in one way, a type of professional foul courtesy of Salford, as it could have well been 6 points there. With Saints charging through, but Worrell held Bateman down. Bateman wanted a quick play of the ball, and Saints would have been well on the way as Saints had Salford split there. After that initial break from Gary Connolly. David Ladge, brought down on the 25. Cooper, marshalling his troops. Good captain, leads by example as Jones breaks through. Obviously looking forward to the arrival this week of Mike McClellan, this New Zealand full-back come centre. Farber looking for support again, on to Devine. On to Chris Arkwright, looking for support again. Yes, he gets it to Cooper. He released it to Holding, quick hands. Got a solid tackle from Salford there. Havard it is that comes in, tackles Holding, as quick hands was essential there. Farber again, on the blind side. Turning in field, there is support from Cooper again. But Saints are throwing it about now. Certainly look good value for the money. 10 points to 2 in the lead at present. Arkwright, Holding along the line, Devine. Comes back in field, but is it Worrell that tackles him there? Good clamp tackle from second row Mick Worrell. Sixth and final tackle as Burgess moves up quickly on referee Whitfield's left, but he just didn't notice him this time. Barrett takes it after the ball had bounced. Cooper comes in, but Arkwright and Evans combine to bring him down 10 yards short of the halfway line, centre field. Chris Whiteley though just penetrates the Saints half. Mark Lee takes it left. O'Neill and Salford trying to move it left. Only 2 points to show for the trouble so far this afternoon, courtesy of a Burgess penalty goal in the second minute. Worrell and Kearns working the loop movement, but a good tackle there. Andy Bateman came through, homed in on him and clamped him, so Kearns couldn't release the ball. Ian Blease straightening up, centre field. 10 yards into the Saints half now. Sixth and final tackle for Salford. The kick upfield is going to be employed here as Blease gets up slowly to play the ball. Well, Salford are running it. Burgess hurrying down the left. Well, certainly looks a bit of a forward pass, but Salford going well down the wing, and he's pushed into touch. going to be the changeover. It was on the 6th tackle, but they certainly moved upfield there about 40 or 50 yards, did Salford. Going very well. A good break there from Andy Burgess. It was the 6th tackle and Salford did well. They ran it. Cooper, Saint spreading it now. Andy Bateman. Good forward. He's just coming on song, is Bateman. Had a nasty kidney injury earlier on in the season. Put him out for a few matches. But it's David Large. What can he do? Tremendous pace on him. He's brought down midway between the Saints 25 and the halfway line. Salford are going to make a substitution on the far side there. Another Salford player down, injured. Referee Whitfield moving in very quickly to draw the attention of the Salford bench. It's Gibson, the standoff today. He's took a knock and he's called on straight away. It's actually the Saints man that comes on, just see if he can render a little bit of assistance. But it's Gibson. Blease was going to be replaced, but Gibson being taken straight off, so he's some sort of nasty injury there. He walked off, he must have a cut or something. He's been taken straight off into the dressing room. Blease is going on the touchline as well. So whether a double substitution is going to be made or not, I don't know. But Steve Gibson's gone straight off. It's still in possession, just inside their own half. Sean Devine takes it well, holding. Lofted ball there, Mark Bailey into space. Solid tackle from Salford. 6th and final for the Saints. Neil Holding, crossfield, diagonal grubber. Good positional kick in there from Neil Holding. Fine touch on the Salford 25. And the substitution, it's Steve Kerry coming on. He's a useful lad, this Steve Kerry. I think he's another from, I don't know if he's from Fylde or is he the Preston Grasshoppers, is Kerry. But he's an ex-rugby union convert. Playing well in the Salford ranks. On the substitutes bench today. But Salford come up with the heel from the scrum. Ten yards outside their own 25. Substitute forward on again there is Ian Gormley. He's come on for Ian Blease. Salford brought down right in front of our commentary position. And they're spreading it quickly. Steve Kerry, but Neil Holding, but he releases it to O'Neill, onto Burgess, onto Havard. But Saints cover defence closes up very quickly. Is it Evans that comes up with the ball? It was Evans and Beavers in at the tackle. Yes, and Evans comes up with the ball. Saints on the charge. Can we get a try before half-time? Neil Holding, jinks round one. Onto Gormley. Well, shouts of obstruction, but there was no obstruction there. The man comes to the left and Neil Holding ducked back to the right. Andy Bateman takes it at the second bite. Did very well there. Saints on the charge. Midway between the Salford 25 and the halfway line. Chris Arkwright, inside ball to Farber. Well, Worrell going in again there, very enthusiastically on Paul Farber. But Saints in possession. Cooper does well to catch that. Connolly in the line, sees the gap, straightens up, out to Phil Beavers, on to David Large on the wing, he has to come in field. But the Salford man there that takes it, it's Harvard. Kieran Harvard takes it comfortably as the ball was fed inside, hopefully to keep Saints on the charge. 4 minutes remaining. 10 points to 2 in Saints' favour. Bateman and Evans, centre field. David Kearns takes it left. Inside ball now, O'Neill. Full back on the charge there, but good solid tackling round the chest as Evans came in. And no doubt full back Mark Barrett will have felt the full force of that chest tackle from Stuart Evans. 6th and final one in the set of 6 for Salford. They're spreading it. Worrell, it's charged down. It's allowed to go on. Will the 6th tackle? Well, yes, they've been waved off as Worrell tries to get things underway. The tackle count is waved clean. As Farber there, he gets up as Worrell plays it. Worrell holding on to him, but Salford in the clear, tries to pick it up, but it's Kearns. The forward, is it forward pass? Yes, the forward pass being ruled. Salford broke very quickly. Just couldn't see from our angle. Got Sean Devine to feed. Saints looking for the first clean heel from the scrum. Salford taking the scrum 3-1 now. Vivers tries to round his man. Had a superb game midweek in Phil Vivers against Hull when Saints come up with a 19-2 win. Named rightly as man of the match, the sponsors man of the match. He'd have a superb game in the loose, and then when he made that last try for Paul Jones after a superb break, that certainly sealed it. But Sean Devine looking to create space. He does so. Still going, Devine. Ripping holes in this Salford defence. Finally brought down by Worrell. He must be the Salford best forward on the Salford side. Mick Worrell so far this half. Harbour bursting through. Inside ball to Jones. Taken by Gormley. Well, good play, and they've just got to follow the men with the ball there, and Farber is looking to release from these inside balls. Oh, lovely ball from Evans onto Neil Holding, who's brought down 10 yards short of the Salford 25. Sixth and final tackle. Will it be hoisted now? Shane Cooper goes for drop goal. Looks good from here. Well, what a tremendous drop goal from Shane Cooper. 38 minutes gone, and that's Cooper's third drop goal in successive matches. He's certainly taking a shine to this. I didn't know whether he'd actually kicked any before his first one. That must have been against Castleford in the Cup, but Shane Cooper pops the drop goal over there. As I said, his third drop goal in successive matches. And that one there, 35 yards out, and extends Saints' lead to 11 points to 2. Arkwright, Jones, the Bateman coming through. Jones couldn't release. Solid tackling from Salford. Devine there. Gormley. And Matt, is it Matt Lee going in there to try and release the ball? Yes, it was. Looked like his action. But in the last 20 seconds or so, I'd say, of the first half, Beavers tidying up. Breaking through. Saints pegged in their own 25, right on the 25-yard line as Cooper. Saints spread it quickly. Farber. Still going forward. Releases it now to Chris Arkwright. Quick hands. Jones, but he has it knocked out of his hands. Arkwright comes up with it. All on. There's the half-time hooter. Referee Whitfield blows up. That's half-time. Saints go in with a comfortable 11 points to 2 lead. Salford took the lead in the second minute. That was the only scoring of this first half. A Burgess penalty goal. Then it was all Saints. Penalty goals from Devine in the 6th and 29th minute. A Shane Cooper drop goal in the 38th minute, and that Les Quirk try in the 23rd goal by Devine. So at half, after some sterling work, that Quirk try from Stuart Evans and Andy Bateman, tidied up by Les Quirk. So at half-time here at the Willows, it's Salford 2, Saints 11. We're back with you now at the Willows, Salford, for the second half of the Stones Bitter League Championship clash. Saints in the lead at half-time by 11 points to 2. We just put the lights on. It's Salford to kick up to the cantilever stand end. Farber did well there. A deep kick from Salford. And Paul Farber just took it short of the dead ball line, and he's brought down 10 yards into the field of play. Unfortunately, Kevin Tamati had to use both his substitutions in the 34th minute of the first half. Blease was just going to be replaced, and then an injury to Steve Gibson. So both the substitutes on for Salford. Saints still with the starting 13. But Mark Barrett takes it cleanly. Devine and Evans coming to complete the tackle. Ian Gormley bursting through. Fresh man, just 6 minutes play for him in the first half. But Salford, they've been running hard. They've just not been able to penetrate the Saints defence. Even though they've had a couple of breaks, they're throwing the ball about. They're not frightened of throwing the ball about. And Saints only try coming from Les Quirk after some sustained Saints pressure. Steve Kerry trying to make headway. Sixth and final tackle now for Salford. Waddle. Crossfield. Ball well taken there by Les Quirk. Obviously a planned move there as Waddle kicked it over on the far side for this speedy right winger Tex Evans. But he took it well, Les Quirk. Saints back in possession. Harbour. Shane Cooper just positioning his players, telling him where he wants them. He's attacking half-back. Andy Bateman coming on the diagonal. Planned move from the Saints, and certainly they look hungry. The tackling's been good. Holding chips it through. Devine follows it. Beavers and Large. But it's left winger, Andy Mercer, that takes it. Burgess from acting half-back. Arkwright crunches into the ground. Solid tackling from Chris Arkwright, and nothing else you can expect from Chris. Andy Bateman took a knock. It's temporarily reduced. Well, Salford breaking quickly. Tex Evans going on the far side. Connolly does well. A good tackle from Connolly. A tremendous try-saving tackle when Evans was well on his way there. But it's Salford on the charge. Saints down to 12 men as Bateman receives treatment. Ian Gormley, well, looks as though he was through. Plays it there, and Salford very lucky. Nobody at the play the ball. Quick hands, but Saints are going to overpower them. Salford release it. It's still all on. Touch judge on the far side there. But Burgess. The ball going loose. The wingman, he's got the possession. He lost it out to Havard. But play is going to be brought back over the far side, I think. The touch judge is in. He's come right over here to report to referee Whitfield. So something must have occurred in the field of play. Salford were in possession, so I would imagine it's going to be a penalty award to Salford. Looks though referee Whitfield is reaching for his pocket. He's bringing Stuart Evans out. He's giving Stuart Evans 10 minutes in the sin bin. So early into play. Andy Bateman there, unfortunately, took a nasty knock. He's going to be replaced. Roy Haggerty is going to come on for him. A penalty award to Salford for an infringement. We didn't see it. The touches on the far side did. Evans has received 10 minutes in the sin bin, and Andy Bateman in a lot of pain there. Going to have to be helped from the field of play. The clock stopped, and in all the excitement there, I forgot to restart my stopwatch. I think we've played about 5 minutes. And Frankie Barrett's going to have to come on to help Stuart Bateman off. Andy Bateman off, I do beg your pardon. But Saints down to 12 men. Evans being sent off. Roy Haggerty coming on to replace Andy Bateman. Been running hard, has Andy. But a stretch is going to be needed. He's on his feet, but it looks like a very serious injury. Whether it's he's had a knock in the kidneys again, I don't know, but the stretch is going to have to be employed. And unfortunately, not a sight you like seeing on any sports ground. But Andy Bateman is going to have to be stretchered from the field of play. So still focused on Andy Bateman there, a lot of attention from Saints physio. The Salford physio also in attendance. Referee Whitfield, Saints assistant coach Frankie Barrow there. A hell of a lot of concern for Andy Bateman. They've actually got him onto the stretcher now, but the man's in tremendous pain. A sympathetic round of applause as Andy Bateman He stretches in the field of play. He's been a tremendous forward for the Saints in the first half, prodding and probing some tremendous bursts. But unfortunately, Andy Bateman will take no further part in this afternoon's proceedings. A chance now for Salford to get another 2 points on the board. It's Burgess, about 11 yards out, just to the right of the sticks. A penalty award when the far side touch judge came on. He'd obviously seen an infringement. We was following play, and Salford putting a lot of pressure on, trying to squeeze in at this bottom left-hand corner, but they couldn't do so. But as the play was stopped, the touch judge had to come right over, report to referee Whitfield, and an infringement had taken place right in front of the sticks. Stuart Evans was singled out, and he was marched off to the sin bin for 10 minutes from the resulting penalty. Burgess is there looking to reduce the deficit for Salford, and Burgess bangs it between the sticks. So had about 3 minutes hold up there in play. But Burgess pops that penalty goal over for Salford, and it's now Salford 4 and Helens 11. Roy Haggerty on, international Pac-Man from centre, play anywhere Roy Haggerty. Saints kick off, reduced to 12 men for a second time in this afternoon's 80 minutes against Salford. Saints in sixth position, looking for league points. Had a barren spell over the Christmas period. Defeats against Wigan and Widnes, and then going down a fortnight ago against Lee. Another team looking for points. Saints depleted to 11 players at the end of the game, bogged down in the mud. And Lee running out winners on that day, 2 valuable points for them. That could keep them out of a relegation spot. But Waddle kicks the ball upfield, it goes dead. Saints start with a tap from the centre of the 25, and David Large is brought down 10 yards outside the 25. Roy Haggerty, first touch. Well, the ball going loose. Haggerty's first touch, and the ball's wrenched loose. Salford back in possession, but they keep it alive. They move it quickly. Mark Lee, lofted ball over to Evans. He's coming in field, is Evans, jinking over. He's still going. He's brought down 10 yards short of the line. Gives the Salford crowd a little bit to cheer about. Kearns. Salford, if they'd have spread it quickly there was overlap, but it's Waddle. He's threading his way through. He's still stood in the tackle. Brought down 5 yards short now. A chance for Salford to hit back. They've just got a penalty. They're trailing by 11 points to 4. A try and a goal will bring them back within a point. Ian Gormley. Quick ball there to the full-back Barrett. What a super tackle there from Phil Beavers as Burgess moves up in the acting half-back position. He's trying to scamper through from acting half-back. Solid tackling from the Saints, holds him out. Drop forward, Chris Whiteley. Kearns, short ball to this winger, Mercer. Andy Mercer, sixth and final tackle now, and Salford will have to try something. O'Neill, but he kicked it through right into the breadbasket of Shane Cooper. That's to try something, Salford, a low kick. Of these high kicks, if they're taken in the in-goal area, it's an immediate restart from the centre of the 25. But solid tackling from Salford. Haggerty now, trying to scamper away. Got to bring it away from the centre of the post there. Try to clear the line. Christ. Holding. On to Jones, into space. Well, he was just going to give it Beavers. Beavers taken on suspicion there by Mercer. Holding now, inside ball to David Large. Saints move upfield a further 15, 20 yards. But it's the sixth and final tackle. And Beavers now gets the ball from Shane Cooper. He kicks upfield. Mark Barrett gathers it safely. Devine comes in and completes the tackle just short of the centre spot. But Salford moving away. Kerry onto O'Neill. He didn't know he had it then. He was shocked. But he passes on to Kieran Harvard. Mark Lee. O'Neill. On to Waddle. Salford moving it left, but solid tackling from the Saints. Farber crushes in there and forced Salford back a further 15 yards. Evans, centre field, he's looking for a bit of action. Took a dive there in the tackle. Referee Whitfield right on the job. Well, he's hurt himself in his theatrical display there as Tex Evans. I know he does a bit of modelling and what have you, but he's all right now. He's got up. Forgot to pick his equity card up, hasn't he? Just fell out of his back pocket. Roy Haggerty, centre field. Play now stopped midway between the Salford 25 and the halfway line. Saints in possession, leading at present by 11 points to 4. Jones, centre field. Saints just withstanding the pressure there of Salford. Plenty of pressure on the Saints' own line, but they moved upfield. Holding Grubbers through. Kearns takes the ball as Beavers and Large move up to put a bit of pressure on Kearns. Mercer going cross field. Brought down centre field. 20 yards away from his own line. On to Ian Gormley. Looking to release it, he does so. And Salford moving up centre field. Well, they managed to tidy it up, Kerry. But Burgess it was coming through there. They couldn't take the ball, but Salford still moving it. O'Neill, on to Worrell. Well, he's looking for Evans on his outside, but Evans decided to come inside. The ball passed from Worrell and it goes directly into touch. So after moving upfield, about 40-45 yards, Salford's exploits as the ball goes into touch. They looked good moving upfield. After Burgess couldn't latch onto the ball, Kerry scooped it up. Saints are going to feed and Salford are penalised. For an infringement, foot up in the scrum is the signal that referee Whitfield gives us. About 13 minutes of the second half gone. Roy Haggerty coming through, turns in the tackle, looking to release. This Arkwright comes up, but Arkwright has to, Haggerty has to take the tackle. Arkwright coming cross field, looking with that half gap. Strong lad, drafted in at the hooker position, with injuries to David Cosgrove and suspension to Paul Groves. Farber in there, receiving some enthusiastic tackling from Worrell and O'Neill. And Worrell has been dishing it out all afternoon. Gary Connolly linking up, making the extra man in the line. Saints are still reduced to 12 men. Stuart Evans being sent off. Saints kick through, is it found touch? No. He does well, the full-back. Can he be pushed over his own line? He is. He's taken down in the in-goal area. Solid tackling on the far side. Shane Cooper, one of the men in, and Les Quirk. They force Barrett, I think it was. The Salford man, they force him back into his own in-goal area, and that constitutes a drop-out from between the sticks. So Salford, after drop-out, Saints are going to regain, I should say, possession. Sits up nice for Paul Farber, and he drives up centre field. Solid Salford defence. It's held out firm, only that one try. Farber plays it to himself, no marker. Turns in field, Cooper backing up. Chris Arkwright there, centre field, 15 yards from the Salford line. Saints on the charge, but Farber that struck a knock. So another Saints man down on the deck. Devine and Holding. Inside ball to Jones. Jones tries to straighten it up. Yes, it was Farber, took a knock in the field of play there. Devine, Cooper, misses out there onto Haggerty. Threading his way through Haggerty. Yes, tremendous sidestep onto Shane Cooper. And he touches down right at the left of the sticks there. In fact, Cooper, he did collide with the left hand upright. But good play there from the Saints, and it was Roy Haggerty threading his way through. Tremendous sidestep off one foot, then onto the other. Shane Cooper backing up, and Cooper took it, and he just drove in. His impetus took him over, and Saints move further into the lead now. Shane Cooper, it's his 4th try of the season. That was a good team effort after some pressure by Salford up at the other end, but Saints did well. That all came from as the kick went through. Cooper and Quirk took the Salford man in his in-goal area. They had to drop out, and from the resulting play, Saints moved up to the Salford try line, and it's Shane Cooper that crashed over, making the conversion easy there for Sean Devine. There it goes. Devine pops it over. Makes the score 17 points to 4. Stuart Evans looking to come back on. Sean Devine's 4th goal of the afternoon. His 16th goal of the season so far. And that takes a little bit of the pressure off the Saints. As I said, he was down to 12 men for the second time in this match. But it was Saints that did the scoring there. 17 points to 4. Connolly takes it well. Moves across to the left. Solid Salford tackling. Slight Les Quirk coming in field and receiving some solid tackling. Ian Gormley. Rich Haggerty attacked in half-back. Does a pirouette. Manages to release. Arkwright onto Holding. Along the line, Devine. Hillweavers perfectly timed pass to David Large, but he has to come in field. Salford defence closes down. Harvard it is that completes the tackle with Mick Waddle and Mercer in as assistants. Stuart Evans breaks one tackle. Well, Devine on his left, but he just tripped over one of the Salford men. The Salford penalised for not, it's number 8, Chris Whiteley, penalised for not getting off Stuart Evans quickly enough in referee Whitfield's opinion. 17 points to 4 the score. 19 minutes of the half gone. David Large into the Salford 25 now. Arkwright feeds it inside to Stuart Evans. Solid tackle from Waddle. Been the best player on the Salford side this afternoon, in my opinion. Holding. Bullet pass to Jones. Got good tackling again. Connolly and Holding working the loop movement. Connolly siding through. The ball's loose. Finally tidied up by Barrett. Good play from Connolly. The play allowed to go on there by referee Whitfield. Mark Lee trying to scamper through. Roy Haggerty tackles him. Stuart Evans in support. Salford bringing it to the left. Evans and Arkwright combine. And Salford still contained in their own 25. David Large drops back for possibly the kick upfield. But referee moves in there and he points at Sean Devine. Salford awarded the penalty for Saints moving up in an offside position. Martin Burkitt finds touch right by the dugouts there, just short of the halfway line, as Les Quirk made an effort to try and keep the ball in field. Salford in possession. Chris Whiteley. 10 yards, he moves forward into the Saints half. And Salford running hard. O'Neill. But Saints tackling equally as hard there. Plays it to himself. Play allowed to go on. Certainly looked as though it was marked, but perhaps we'll see that better. Salford spreading it quickly. Kearns onto Kerry, but good clamp tackle there from Cooper. Right round the shoulder. And brings him down. Waddle. Evans onto Burgess, looking for the first try, onto Barrett, but he puts it down, but Connolly knocks it on. Well, no, Connolly comes back with possession. I thought Harvard had gathered it, but he hadn't. Connolly got the ball back. If Salford had to come up with possession there, I'm sure referee Whitfield would have let play go on. But Salford man knocked on, it was the full-back Barrett, then Connolly knocked on. I thought Harvard had got it, but it came back to Connolly. The initial knock-on, I would imagine, from Salford is going to be ruled, and from the resulting scrum, Sean Devine is going to feed. Another injured player in the Salford ranks, just been treated Back now in the field of play. The full-back Barrett as he came through there. Sean Devine feeds and Saints come up with possession. He brings it blindside. Is the ball loose? Yes. Mercer has it this time. But it's Salford now back on the charge after some loose play by the Saints. Burgess, Mark Lee, attacked in half-back. Onto O'Neill. Short ball there to Gormley. Yes. Good try for Salford. Short ball there from O'Neill onto Gormley coming through. A big hole appeared in the Saints defence. Salford go over for the first try of this afternoon, courtesy of substitute forward Ian Gormley. Well worked move from Salford. They've not had a lot of luck near the Saints line. Put a lot of pressure on the Saints, but this time they made it count. It was Saints possession from the scrum, but they lost possession, and Salford capitalised on it there. Moved it well, moved it to the centre of the field, and O'Neill there, a lovely timed short ball. Gormley coming through, and he touched down just to the right of the sticks. Brings Salford back into the game at 17 points to 8. And a chance here for Burgess, is it? Yes, it's Burgess, the loose forward, attempting to tag the extra points, and he shouldn't have any problem from that range, should he? There he goes. Strikes it well. Brings Salford up to 10 points now. Saints still with that 7 points at cushion. So 2 scores needed for Salford to take the lead. A lead that they had till the 6 minutes of the first half. They took the lead in the 2nd minute of the first half, and then Devine level the scores up at 2 points each in the 6 minutes, and it's been all Saints ever since, up till that Ian Gormley try. Haggerty completes the tackle on Burgess on the 25. Mark Lee trying to scamper away from acting half-back. Runs into the mighty body of Stuart Evans there. Chip kick from Worrell. Evans chasing it. No problem from Connolly. Takes it well, but Evans completes the tackle. Saints just getting back on side now. Plan moved there from Worrell and this speed merchant Tex Evans. He tried a couple of times, but Evans there, he's got the bit between his teeth, and he's getting stuck in. Chris Arkwright has to take the tackle. Evans spreads it right. He'll hold in. Saints spreads along the line. Cooper misses out Devine. It's on to Jones. 6th and final tackle. Cooper now. Floated ball to Haggerty. Flicks it on to Les Quirk. Les Quirk dummies to kick. He flicks it out, but Salford goes to a Salford pair of hands. It's Mick Worrell. But Saints will have to clamp him, make sure he doesn't release it. Good ball playing forward is Worrell. It's Salford now. Just going in for a try in the 23rd minute. Still trailing by 7 points. Just short of the Saints 25. O'Neill, short ball to Burgess, on to Harvard. Does well. Large and Beavers bring him down. Kearns attacked in half-back. Going to take it in field. O'Neill again. Kerry, loop movement with Kerry and Worrell. 6th and final one now, and you can imagine it'll go to Worrell. He's on the right. Mark Lee lofts it in the air. Evans is following it. Oh, brilliant. Connolly takes it on the run. Hers is way down that wing. Still going, Connolly. Have to take the tackle for a tremendous run there from Connolly. 35 yards run. He took that ball on the full, and Evans now taking up the running. Releases it to Mark Bailey. Not been in the game a lot this afternoon is Mark Bailey, but it's Saints now on the charge. Roy Haggerty, centre field. Keeps tight hold this time does Roy, 10 yards short of the Salford 25. Neil Holding, Trump scampering through from acting half-back. Worrell has come up with possession, but a knock-on must have been ruled by referee Whitfield. Well, we didn't see a lot over here, not a lot of crowd noise, but for some reason or other it's a Saints feed. Well, if it's Neil Holding's knocked on, it should be a Salford feed, and if Worrell has impeded Holding, he snatched the ball out of his hands, well, surely it should be a penalty. But Saints come up with possession, and Kearns round very quickly there as Devine was going to fling it out. But Paul Jones coming through on a diagonal. Solid tackling from Gormley. Arkwright, short ball to Haggerty. Into the Salford 25 now, centre field. About 28 minutes of the game gone, but we have got a bit of stoppage time. Cooper onto Farber. Farber still going, steaming up to the Salford line. Connolly coming through on Farber's right. But he couldn't release it, and he's finally bundled to the ground. Saints moving it right. Cooper. Sean Devine, Holding and Devine, work the loop movement. Short ball to Jones. Looking for support inside, he gets it to Devine. He has to come back on the blind side. David Ladd, can he round his man? He does well, Ladd, he just kicks in field. Mercer goes into touch, but the Saints man still in field. Neil Holding, lofts it up, cross field, the Cooper's chasing. Evans, plenty of pressure for Evans, but he takes it well. He's a big lad and he takes it well as Mark Bailey comes in to complete the tackle. 17 points to 10 the score. Pulsating game. Saints in command. Got Salford pegged in their own 25. The Saints will have to contain them. But here's the kick. Worrell kicks it upfield. Connolly well positioned. Sits up nice for him. Les Quirk moving. Well, as Connolly comes centre field. Breaks the first line of defence and brought down by Mark Lee. I think it is just on the halfway line. Paul Jones now, taking up the running. Into space, Jones. Devine with him, but he has to take the tackle of Burgess. And it's Devine attacked in half-back. Saints move it left. Forward. Quick ball there to Mark Bailey. But solid tackling. Cooper now taking up the running. Quick hand from the Saints. Haggerty now. Ball back to Arkwright. Overlap for the Saints as Arkwright steams through. He has to take the tackle. Couldn't release it. Cooper now going for the line. Still gives the dummy. Takes it over to the left. Mark Bailey. Back to Cooper. Round the man to Quirk, but he can't take it. Quirk could have taken that ball cleanly. He tried to be on the card for the Saints, but Cooper there, he's just gliding round the field, involved in that movement 3 times. But the final pass going to ground and going into touch from Shane Cooper to Les Quirk. 10 minutes remaining, plus quite a bit of stoppage time as Salford break quickly from the scrum. Harvard now with Mercer with him, but Salford get a little bit bottled up. Allows the Saints to get back. It's David Large, but it's Harvard lying on Large there. He looks at the touch judge just in case there's any infringement. Mercer is brought down. He jumps into the tackle of Les Quirk and Phil Vevers. Steve Kerry out to Harvard. Kieran Harvard. Chris Whiteley, a dummy half. Flings it in field to O'Neill. But Salford look a bit disarranged. Was that the 6th tackle? No, it must be the scrum's going to be formed. I didn't know the referee. It looks as though he was waiting for Evans to drop on it, but Evans did drop on. If Saints, that constitutes the scrum down. If Saints could have managed to get possession, it would have been okay. But Devine bumps into referee Whitfield, pushes him over and then decides to go the other way to Sean Devine. I'm sure Robin won't hold anything against him for that. Stuart Evans. Burgess bundles him down with Worrell and O'Neill. But Troy Haggerty taking up the running. Good eye for the half gap as Haggerty. And he can move a bit, can't he, when he gets into a bit of space. Ian Gormley moving up into an offside position on referee's left. But he was looking to the right. But it's holding now. Saints still in possession. Over to Shane Cooper. Paul Farber. Good ball to Bailey. Well, still comes in field Bailey. And the ball's released. Connolly side is up. Diagonal run from Connolly. Well, looks as though he was into space, and then the Salford defence came in and closed down. Chris Arkwright, sixth and final tackle. Neil Holding, he's going to kick for touch here. Going to go directly into touch. Usually Neil Holding's positional kicking is excellent. Just went a bit wayward that time. It's a sixth tackle, so it's going to be the changeover. Salford to have possession there. Worrell along the line. Kerry, quick hands. Onto Gormley, is it? He's brought down just short of the halfway line. Still 17 points to 10 in the Saints' favour. Salford hitting back in the 23rd minute of the second half. With Harry and Gormley try. Converted by Burgess. Brought them back within 7 points. But still that magical 1 point. But it's Worrell now. Into space, looking for support. Pull back Barrett. But the ball going loose. Play allowed to go on. Solid tackling from the Saints, and it's Connolly. Creating some space. Cries from the Salford crowd as Barrett was in tackle there. He's linked up well, but he's lost the ball on a couple of occasions. It's Arkwright. Moving upfield, just short of the halfway line. Neil Holding. Inside ball to Cooper. Cooper moves it left. Farber. Into space again. Just taken down by the ankles there. Farber wants to quick play the ball, and Cooper's in everything. Farber plays it to himself. Tries to turn back in field, but the Salford defence holding firm this time. Cooper again, brings it to the right. Roy Haggerty. Flicks it back. Sean Devine. Scampers up to the 25. Sixth and final tackle now. I would imagine Saints will elect to run it. Cooper takes it blindside. Bailey chips through. Bailey catches it. Flicks it out to Quirk. Back to Cooper. Yes, takes it in for another. Well, what a superb piece of rugby on the sixth tackle from the Saints there. I said they'd elect to run it, and they did. And it's paid off with a try, the second try for Cooper of the afternoon. Went to Bailey. Bailey kicked it up. He followed his kick. He gathered it. He flicked it to Les Quirk. Then the ball came back inside, and Cooper took it and went over unopposed 15 yards to the left of the sticks. Good try for the Saints. So that relieves the pressure just a bit more, doesn't it? 21 points to 10. And good backing up, and Shane Cooper, Saints captain and caretaker coach until Mike McClellan, the New Zealander, arrived this week. He's leading by example, Saints captain, and he's gliding around this field. He's in everything. Certainly in the last 10 minutes or so, he's been in all the action. Backing up well there, and he went over for his second of this afternoon. Extends the Saints lead to 21 points to 10, as I said, and Sean Devine looking for his fifth of the afternoon. So Devine there, 15 yards from the line, in the 25. Well, unlucky there. It's the post, it's the upright. Bounces back into the field of play. So after half an hour of play in the second half, 21 points to 10 the score. Well, Mick Worrell there just been announced as the sponsors, the Salford sponsors, man of the match. Not surprising, is it? I've said he's the best on the Salford side this afternoon, and obviously the sponsors think so as well. Salford kick-off, David Large. 12 yards away from the sticks, right in front of the post centre field. Phil Vivers feeds it to Paul Jones. Good play from the Saints there, right on the sixth tackle. Electing to run it, and it paid dividends. Stuart Evans pounds his way out of his own 25-yard line. Arkwright to Haggerty. Into space, flicks it inside. Vivers tidies it up. Onto Neil Holding now. Out to David Large. Takes it well. The Salford cover comes over. Worrell takes him. Mercer comes in. And Worrell there, lying over him, just gives him a little tap in the head just for good measure. Neil Holding. Infield. Comes back. Looking to scamper through. Back to Stuart Evans now. Evans takes it to the left. Lofted ball, well taken. Out to Les Quirk. Tries to round his man, but keeps in field. Saints in the Salford half now. Farber straightens up. Still bounding through his Farber. Up to the Salford 25 now. Tremendous bullocking run from Farber. Well, it must have been the 6th tattle, that. The changeover route. I never saw the referee's arm go up. Mustn't have been paying attention at that time. Kearns. County made the tattle of Roy Haggerty, centre field. Perhaps 3 minutes of normal. Well, Salford lose possession. Saints come up with it, and Holding flicks it out to Shane Cooper. Over to David Large. Put Saints back on the attack. As I said, about 3 minutes of normal time remaining plus injury time. We must have had about 3 minutes of stoppage with an injury to Andy Bateman. But Salford come up with possession as Chris Arkwright tried to get things underway. Haggerty comes in, completes the tackle. Salford man plays the ball and moves it to the right. Burgess it was, onto Gormley. Well, referee Whitfield right on the job, and he took exception to something in the tackle there. Paul Farber has been warned. He's been penalised for it anyway. Referee Whitfield had a word with him, but I can assure you this stand up here, it's full of partisan Salford followers, and there was no crowd reaction whatsoever to that tackle. So obviously only referee Whitfield saw anything that went on there, but Salford move it quickly to the left, onto Burgess. He comes back in field. Cooper brings him down as the Saints cover defence comes in, but it's onto Worrell, moving it over to the far side, the right wing of Evans, but he's still stood in the tackle. Worrell, he manages to release it. Onto Gormley, pushes Neil Holding off. Gormley brings it left. Salford spread it, it's onto Mercer, he did well. Beavers comes across, feeds it inside to Harvard. But the final pass there from Mercer to Harvard certainly looked forward. But Salford, they're very spirited, moved up 35, 40 yards upfield. All came from Worrell, centre field. Mark Lee, well, bunching in the centre there and very lucky to get away with that. Salford still with the ball in the possession. Looking for a second try. Worrell again, onto Evans. Coming back in field, Evans releases it. Salford keep it going, they're not frightened of throwing it about. Whiteley, I thought he'd released it to Kerry, but he hadn't. It was the right centre, Burkitt. He has to take the tackle. O'Neill, onto Burgess. Saints cover defence comes in onto Harvard. Is that the 6th tackle? It is again. I missed referee Whitfield's hand signal, but Beavers comes away with it. The Saints get the changeover. They're playing in time added on for stoppages, possibly about 3 minutes. So with the injury to Andy Bateman, it's Arkwright. Solid tackling again from O'Neill, Burgess and Mercer, the left wing. But the game's won, it's beyond Salford reach now, 21 points to 10. And Farber moves it quickly, onto Bailey, into space now Bailey. Just as his ankle's tapped and he's brought down short of the 25. Jones at dummy half. Bailey finally allowed to get up and play the ball. Lofted ball from Holding. Beavers tidies up well, takes it back in field. Inside to Farber, he comes through on the opposite diagonal. Flicks it back to Connolly. Saints keeping the ball alive and Connolly still jigging with it. Kicks it through for Les Quirk. The ball's loose. Quirk picks it up. Is he forced into touch on the far side? Oh, well, he's bundled over into the crowd, he's Les Quirk nearly. And the touch judge is on to report. I think it could possibly be a penalty award Saints way this time. The Salford player there is going to be spoken to. The man forced into touch and over-aggressive tackling as he forces Les Quirk into the nearly into the crowd. Gormley it is. Well, he knows all about jumping into the crowd, Gormley, doesn't he? So he just thought he'd probably try and put Les Quirk in there to see what he felt like. But referee Whitfield, he's just had a word with him. The scrum is to be formed. It's going to be a Salford feed. Salford come up with possession. Move it quickly along the line. Worrell again. Constant thorn in the Saints. Oh, it's not Worrell, it's Mercer, I do beg your pardon. Just looked like Worrell coming along. He's been a constant thorn in the Saints side as Worrell. Kerry just threw it anywhere there as look, Burgess tidies up. We're in stoppage time now, and Salford keeping it going. Cooper there tackles the man. He did well to keep it going. It's Barrett, the loose forward, into David Large. Can he go on the pause, Large? I think he's only got one boot. Well, he don't think he's got any boots on, Large. I think he'd lost both of his boots over here. He certainly lost one in centre field, and he goes over there in his stocking feet. Well, how about that one for what happened next? David Coleman, we'll have a word with you. David Large takes the ball. Salford in play. Large intercepts it, and it goes over in his stocking feet there in the corner. Outpaced the defence as Salford tried to come over quickly to close him down, but David Large outpaced him. Well, goes in for his second try of the season with the Saints. Extends the Saints lead to 25 points to 10. And here's Large coming back right in front of us, and he'll have to have a minute now to get his boots back on. Stuart Evans there just tells him, get your boots on, lad, and we're now waiting for Sean Devine to hopefully pop his fifth of the afternoon over. $25 points to 10. Sean Devine there, he's only about a yard or so, or maybe just over in from the field of play, right on the 25-yard line. It's already kicked 4 this afternoon. There he goes. It's going across the face of the post, I think. Yes, waved away by the touch judges. Just surely a matter of time now before the final hooter goes. As I say, I'm a bit wayward with time this afternoon. I forgot to start my watch. Unusual for me at the resumption of the second half. And then we had that Stuart Evans sending off to the sin bin for 10 minutes in the early minutes. And then Andy Bateman replaced by Roy Haggerty. And the extra time put on for that. But Salford kick off. Evans takes it well. Right below our commentary position here. Brought down Mercer, Mark Lee in at the tackle, but it's Neil holding at dummy half. Cooper along the line. Phil Vevers. Quick hands, Devine. He jugs back inside. Feels it back inside to Roy Haggerty. Stretching through, Haggerty tries to pass round the man, but Salford come up with possession, and it's Gormley. Arkwright completes the tackle. Jones just brushed off there. Well, infringement at the play of the ball. The referee Whitfield penalises the Saints for offside. It's a bit too late now for Salford, but they're still trying to employ that Tex Evans wing. He came across from Swinton. He used to play for Swinton, come here at Salford, and a popular favourite at Swinton, and he's favourite here at Salford. Kerry tries to release as Barrett comes through, but there's the final hooter after about 5 minutes of stoppage time. The final score here at the Willows is Salford 10, Saints 25. 2 points to Salford, 11 to Saints at half-time. Then in the 8th minute, Burgess got a penalty goal of the second half. This is reduced the deficit to 11 points to 4. Then Shane Cooper, he got a good try, goal by Devine. Then Salford hit back, a superb try from Gormley after a short ball from Steve O'Neill. Put Salford back in the hunt at 17 points to 10. But then 2 tries in the last 10 minutes from Cooper, and that one from Large, interception try, where he went over in his stocking feet, both unconverted. So the final score here at Salford is Saints 25, Salford 10. And the next match for the Saints now, the away trip to Bramley in the first round of the Silk Cut Challenge Cup. And the Salford PA has been giving out the arrangements at Bramley, so I would imagine it is going to be played at Bramley. There was a hint that it was going to be played at Headingley, but I hope you look forward to joining us again at Bramley for next week's first round cup tie. Yeah.